Oh yeah. Wait a minute, girl, can you slow down? Wait a minute, girl, what's the rush now? I wanna introduce myself to you. My name is one-on-one guy to prefer now. I like the way you put your fists together. I like the way you do your hair in the morning. I see why all the boys want you, girl. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video where we're going to be talking about Bieniemy and how he's changing the on-field culture already. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So, the Washington Commanders have had OTAs for the past couple days, and if you guys have been on the channel, you've noticed that I haven't made no recap video of the OTAs. That's because I want to actually switch it up this year and do one big video where we go through 1 through 3 of the days of the OTAs. So that video will be coming out soon where we recap the whole week end of OTAs. But there have been little tidbits that I've updated here and there. And one thing that I've paid close attention to so far was how was Bieniemy with the players. Because as we know, we've been talking about it all off season long, how Bieniemy is as a coach. He's a tough coach. He's going to get up in your face and let you know when you're wrong, trying to fix you and make sure you're doing the right thing. And basically going to coach you tough and just make sure you're doing it right. Like, it's not personal. But he's going to do it because that's how he is as a coach. He doesn't care if you're Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't care if you're the last man on the roster. He's going to coach everybody the same. So I was eager to see how that was going to take place. When we hired Bieniemy, that was one of the things that a lot of people were excited about, because you had guys like Patrick Mahomes come out and say how good Bieniemy is as a coach. You had guys like Maurice Jones-Drew come out and talk about how good Bieniemy is as a coach. So you had all these kind of star players. Adrian Peterson is one of the main ones that he was, tough on. And you vividly seen that early on in his career with the Minnesota Vikings. Bieniemy is a guy that is just, he's what we've been missing in a sense, okay? You heard Terry McLaurin early on. Terry said, I want to be coached hard. I want to have that honest conversation. What Bieniemy said, he says, I think it's in this room. Some of us just got to be a little bit more nasty, and Terry got super excited about it. So with that being on the field now, for the little part again, it's May. You don't want to take everything, super statistic and super, noted in a sense because it's May. But Bieniemy started it off early. With the people that were there reporting at training camp, the beat reporters and stuff like that, they were saying it. They said Bieniemy's loud. He's yelling at the players. Chris Rodriguez is a name that a lot of people want to talk about, how they feel like he's out of shape in a sense. And Bieniemy was harping on him all practice, telling him to hurry up. And, he got on Jahan Dawson, I guess, for not finishing his route. He got on the offensive lineman for not moving fast enough, so he said, do it over. Like, I just love what's going on so far, and it's what we've been needing here. Like, it kind of has like this college feel in a sense. Like, yeah, these are NFL players, these are grown men, these are players that make millions of dollars, but sometimes, they got to get in that mindset of still having something to earn, right? Sometimes they get too comfortable. They get too comfortable to where, yeah, I'm that dude, I make the money, all that. Nobody can't tell me nothing. Nah, bro, that's not what it's all about. Now, that may be what it was all about for you, but for your team, the ultimate goal is what? A Lombardi. So, you're still going to get coached hard. And, again, I felt like we've been missing that. I thought that's what we were going to get in Ron Rivera. Because that's how he was in Carolina, and we got it in spurts. But Ron just has so much going on that I don't think he was able to be that dominant force how he used to be. I mean, one, he's much older than he was in Carolina. Two, he had the cancer. 3, he had Dan Snyder issues to talk about every single day, even though he was just the coach. 4, his his mom passed away. And then just overall, just so much happening under Ron Rivera's watch. That's why I titled this video, Eric Bieniemy is changing the culture on the field, because Ron Rivera, although he's had all those issues going on while trying to coach a team, he's done a dang good job of turning this culture around off the field. On the field, we're still mediocre to this point, but that's where you insert Eric Bieniemy. And that's why I think Ron Rivera gave Eric Bieniemy the assistant head coach title, because one, he wants to obviously let Eric Bieniemy show what he can do. Right, show what he can do as a head coach so he can audition for other teams out there, or maybe even this team, but also allow EB to run things in a sense. Ron Rivera basically said that they're doing something new here. They're doing something new. He allowed Eric Bieniemy to schedule the practices. I believe they're a little bit later than usual, switching up things that they used to do last year. Now they're running it Eric Bieniemy's way. So he's pretty much giving them the keys. This why this felt like a head coaching hire, although it was an offensive coordinator hiring, because Ron is letting them do so much. And again, I like it because Ron has been honestly, the way Ron is acting is kind of like he's been waiting for that. He's been waiting for somebody to come take all the pressure off of him, and call the shots. Yeah, I still want to have the title of head coach, but I think I'm past the time where I want to just run everything. I think Ron's been wanting that for the past couple of years now. He just hasn't had anybody to give it to. Yeah, you could have gave it to Jack Del Rio, but Jack Del Rio's already been a head coach twice. What is it really going to do for him? Nothing, right? Yeah. Let's try to get a guy on this staff that's close to becoming a head coach and not quite there yet, or in a unique situation where Eric Bieniemy he could be a head coach right now, but people want to say it's because he didn't call the plays and can't say, let me get Eric Bieniemy here in Washington, give him the keys, let him run it with things the way they're running. So I'm excited, man, and I just wanted to come on here to talk about that. Like, again, he's changing the culture on field. Off field, it's already Ron Rivera's already changed the culture, and he's set the standard. Right, but on the field, we've still been mediocre, and I think this is one thing that we've been missing. A guy that's not going to be afraid to tell you what it is, get up in your face, tell you wrong, whether you're the best player on this team to the worst player on this team. And Eric Bieniemy hasn't shied away from that. He's already got it started. It's only it's only OTAs. They ain't even get the mini camp nor training camp. This is OTAs. So can you imagine what the dog days of summer is going to be like where Eric Bieniemy? I think these guys are going to be whipped into shape. I think these guys are going to be ready to rock and roll and play. I personally feel that this roster is going to be one of the best rosters we ever had. Why? Because if you can make it through an Eric Bieniemy's training camp, right, with all that comes with Eric Bieniemy, if you can make it through one of these training camps, then I know you really deserve a spot. Because again, he's not going to be easy on you. And not to say training camp has been easier in the past under Ron Rivera, but what I'm saying is you now have that on-field coach, right, that's going to tell you how it is. From the quarterback to the tight ends to the offensive line. I mean, making the offensive line redo the huddle, what does that sound like to you? That sounds like middle school, high school to you. Hey, y'all not coming fast out my huddle? Do it again. I'm surprised he ain't make them run. And I know the jokes are going to come in with Joe Judge making the Giants players run and stuff like that. I know, but I'm just saying that's the kind of vibe is coming over there. Now, I will say this, all right, and this is a good point. If they want to coach these players hard like this, we got to win on Sundays, okay? You cannot be coaching these players hard like you're doing or you're planning on doing and we're losing, because that's how you get players to check out. That's how you get players to not want to buy in. But if they have results on the field Sunday and they're believing in what Eric Bieniemy, Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio is coaching and it's showing, you shouldn't have a problem with it. You shouldn't have a problem with it. But just be sure, like with the hard coaching approach that they are getting, make sure results are going to happen on Sunday. All right, because I'm going to be honest with you. These are grown men. I mean, as we all know, these are grown men that makes millions of dollars, most of them. If they're 1-6, 1-8, and you're coaching them hard, telling them to run, they're hitting each other throughout the week, no, I ain't going to buy into that. you know. But that's just some kind of note to watch out for in a sense. But overall, I think Eric Bieniemy has made a strong impact early. I mean, you hear Cameron Curl talk about him. It's a different vibe. And you have Jonathan Allen talking about how it's just a different energy and vibe here that he can't even explain. You got Terry McLaurin basically saying the same thing. These guys seem very excited about what's new here in Washington. And so are the fans. Like, we're excited too because we finally feel that something could be different. And yes, a lot of that has to do with Dan Snyder selling the team, but also with Eric Bieniemy now being a new offensive coordinator and seeing what he did in Kansas City, or was a part of in Kansas City, that gives us a hope that maybe he could bring that here in Washington. With Sam Howell potentially being the franchise quarterback here for the first time since we had a guy like Kirk Cousins, it's bringing a new hope and energy here that hasn't been for a while. So I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to get this ball rolling for real, for real. So let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Do you like EB coaching the players hard? How do you feel about Eric Bieniemy? What's your first impressions and early impressions of Coach EB? Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, it's me, your boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. Thank you so much. See you guys next time. Well, peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you drop, slide on the one where that get you bogged on.